serious business. There is a time for everything, and for everything there is a season. So man and man must reason. So I think it's prime time that we address some more issues. Simple information I will use, no rocket science to get you confused. So relax your mind, make sure everything is fine, while I take you down a poetic line. Trick us with campaign promises, we won't stay at ease, that's the way it is. We've waited in vain, hoping you'll ease the strain, but you now refrain, you now refrain. I remember you say Liberation Day, and I ask, you sure is that you wanna say? Cause you sounded so good to believe. And deception is a powerful thing when you lose your rightful thinking. So we voted for the bling. But you trick us with campaign promises, we won't stay at ease, that's the way it is. We've waited in vain, hoping you'll ease the strain, but you now refrain, you now refrain. Yellow, yellow all the way is what everybody say. Cell phone ring, man answering, yellow, yellow, no hello. Teeth get yellow, house get yellow, bus get yellow, man get yellow, even green get yellow, and so says 11-4. When you trick us with campaign promises, we won't stay at ease, that's the way it is. We've waited in vain, hoping you'll ease the strain, but you now refrain, you now refrain. Old school parables say you know what you have, but you don't know what you go get. So cherish what you have to diminish regret. But what on earth lasts forever? Not even things created by the great Jehovah. So the green grass ceased to grow to allow the yellow vibes to flow. But boy, one song I sing, one bell a ring. If we didn't know, we never know yellow would have treated us so. When you trick us with campaign promises, we won't stay at ease, that's the way it is. We've waited in vain, hoping you'll ease the strain, but you now refrain, you now refrain. They began with the blame game, giving NNP more fame. Past administration, the cause of frustration. Past administration, chief of corruption. Then to economic recession, we can't give you attention. Economic recession, the cause of poverty in the land. Economic recession, no employment for the ordinary man. When you trick us with campaign promises, we won't stay at ease, that's the way it is. We've waited in vain, hoping you'll ease the strain, but you now refrain, you now refrain. All your projects are stuck in a pipeline, but when asked, how is the country going? Oh, fine. We are looking into it. Never mind. Only projects in pipeline, no water to cool down the yellow temperature. When will they start? Please answer that. Oh, soon. Maybe by the next full moon. Although things are turning at a very slow pace, we now run no race. 5 years is a lot of space. It's just a few hungry people in a place, and a few disgruntled green people with their vexed face. When you trick us with campaign promises, we won't stay at ease, that's the way it is. We've waited in vain, hoping you'll ease the strain, but you now refrain, you now refrain. Busy governing, busy managing, busy politicking, busy neglecting, busy inflicting poverty and hunger throughout Grenada. 1,000 Frenchmen can never be wrong, but you hold your yellow conviction strong. So why not send them advisors home? They're sucking money like water in foam. And rehire the Imanis, less stress on the economy. You are Manchester, hold up the country. You didn't see us down by the Bury when they sent SSU to between. Trick us with campaign promises, we won't stay at ease, that's the way it is. We've waited in vain, hoping you'll ease the strain, but you now refrain, you now refrain. So we've heard about your internal division, but some can't digest that one. Remember the man say he's an asset to the party? And will we vote you without him? You left him with Glenn alone. Maybe they cloned. And however, I foresee a pretensive unity that will mislead a lot just before the next ballot. But you guys will have to come real good, cause it's a long time Grenada ain't eating food. You think politician good? Trick us with campaign promises, we won't stay at ease, that's the way it is. We've waited in vain, hoping you'll ease the strain, but you now refrain, you now refrain. You remember in the Bible God had a plan for Jonah to restore Nineveh, but will restore Grenada.
And good night to you, Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Once again, it is time for Talking Points. Those of you also listening regionally, my good friends out there in Union Island, Bakeway, Canoan.
Sing one note, but here comes
Main Island. Good night to each and every one of you. Those of you listening in the other parts of the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, we say a special good night to you as well. So whether you're in St. Lucia, Dominica, Montserrat, Anguilla.
So yellow people say
link up with a good friend on a program in Anguilla. And I'll start to link up with some of my friends in the other islands, because I've got one friend that's doing a program right now as well in Anguilla.
The Congress
got a good friend that's doing a program right now there in St. Lucia. Well, you all heard him last time, Spider.
Bush home if you want good health.
That's how I had to link up with you, boy.
Free barrel, but they only come in December. So what we are do from January to November? Suck salt and drink now as water. When you trick us with campaign promises, we won't stay at ease. That's the way it is. We've waited in vain, hoping you'll ease the strain, but you now refrain.
Yes, indeed, and we want to say a special good night to all the listeners out there in the Grenadian diaspora.
And in what language?
So wherever you are, those of you down there in Trinidad,
in Japanese,
Barbados, Jamaica, wherever you are, we say a special good night to you. And a special good night to our listeners over there in Canada.
Funeral for endless
Springs people.
It belongs to we.
A good night to all of you.
It affect us negatively. We are still blessed by the Almighty.
Moko Pen, good night, bro.
May not be liked by you. But I
also say a special good night to all of you listening out there in North America. So a lot of you listening out there in New York and North Carolina, and those of you in Texas. We want to say a good night to all of you. Those of you listening out there in Arizona, California, good night to you. New York City, Maryland, Washington, D.C., wherever you are, Florida, we say a special good night to all of you, and hope that you all have been having a wonderful night, a wonderful day, and into a wonderful night,
No more call a day to pack up and go. We blood pressure soaring higher. All you want is go by l'aqua. Who go sing Latin parang? Who go sing a shotney song? I go and call my partner.
And as usual, it's Monday, so the lines are open for the entire show. You can call at any time. 440-7377, 347-329-3101. We say a special good night to all listeners via We Noise Radio out there in Brooklyn. Good night to you, Wade.
Real good.
Those of you tuning in via the We Noise app, we say a special good night to every one of you. Those of you onto the Talking Points website, we say a special good night. Yes, we do have our own website. And of course, those of you joining us via Real 91.9, 91.5 FM. And of course, our YouTube and Facebook audience, a special good night to all of you.
They won't have to cry. Diet is a critical thing.
Remember to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend. Talking Points is on. Yeah, Talking Points. Some of you miss Friday night. All right, okay. Some I ask somebody to tell you, you all missed out on Friday night, man. Yeah, Friday night. I enjoyed myself Friday night. Yeah, seriously, really and truly. Yeah.
Never taking too long to come. Shonda will never sing that song. By then the topic might get stale, or they may try to put me in jail. All you get a pregnant treasury. Now it's empty, but there's no baby. So all you could mash up money. No growth in the economy. They say the money paid pension, expecting economic reflection. But there was nothing like that. People bank account just get fat.
Good night to you, Keda. And Shemi. Oh, if I start to call names on that YouTube, they are in finishing tonight. The same goes to the Facebook. If I look to start calling names, they are done late already tonight.
They may try to put me in jail.
Yeah, it was late by about 45 seconds tonight.
Somehow end up in Nigeria.
To give all back all your 45 seconds, people that's bad for the time.
From Linda Straker, free flight Heathrow to Nigeria. You pay Nigeria to Grenada. The country is at your service.
Yeah, Vintress, I'm not seeing Sunny Isles. In Sunny Isles, where are you? Check in. I don't know if you're listening and you just haven't checked in. Sunny Isles, check in.
I hope we did. Carnival taking too long.
Mommy George, good night to you.
Sing them kind of.
Camille Teresa Scott, good night to you.
Or they may try to put me.
Was in town early. I saw your place open, but like you went somewhere. So
Maybe all you have problems.
you know, on a Monday morning, it's just a quick pass that is making the town.
All you gotta stop that. Best prime minister since sliced bread. But everybody balling, things so dread. The supporters don't want.
Jill, good night to you, huh?
Still balling with them out close.
Behave yourself, Jill.
Para. Who go sing a shot me song? I go and call my partner Leke. I hope we did. Carnival taking too long to come. Big J don't sing them kind of song. By then the topic might get still. Or they may try to put me in jail. You said the documents were missing. And the culprit is Gregory Boeing. You well know what lies you telling. They say after lying is thieving. Gregory came to the media and said the documents were right inside it. You still couldn't accept the fact. Come in with your old lawyer talk. Who go sing that in para? Who go sing a
As I just heard that in that song, now let me remind the government, Mr. Prime Minister, you promised the nation a press conference before the end of this month in relation to the oil and gas. Folks, there is a parliament sitting tomorrow. I haven't seen what they're going to be discussing, but I know there's a parliament sitting tomorrow. I know some people can't watch the parliament sitting. They say they can't take on listening to them people. And I know how we go. All right? Nice. So I'm going to have to try and listen tomorrow. But I know some of say straight up, me, all ain't listening to that, all ain't going through that. But there is a sitting of the parliament tomorrow. We do have a guest on for tomorrow. The guest that was supposed to be on last week. But then you had all that flooding and all that kind of thing that took place last week, Tuesday. That guest will be on. And I'm still not saying who the guest is. When I put up the artwork, you go see. Right? So the guest will be on with us tomorrow. It's going to be a nice one. All right? Nice. Yeah.
about it claiming NNP used to do the same. Now NDC in the tiffin game. Who go sing that in para? Who go sing a shot me song? I go and call my partner Leke. I hope he did. Carnival taking too long to come. Prince will never sing that song by the.
Ooh, my brethren, sorry to hear of that incident with your daughter. Hope that she gets okay.
Tree have oil, you do.
Oh boy, yeah, that's a hard one, yeah.
Just bring a lot of money and make some men be funny. Be say the economy go boom, but he could.
Wow, that's a serious one, yeah.
He wanted to this NNP, but woman is now with the Congress party. Who go sing that in para? Or who go sing a shot me song? I go in and call my partner Leke.
But ain't singing that, boss.
Connor.
Lakey go in and sing that.
Mr. X will never write that song. By then the topic might get still. Or they may try to put me in jail. Who go sing?
Yeah, somebody. Where's Sunny Island, Judy? I've not seen Sunny Island.
I go in and call my partner Leke. I hope we did. Carnival taking.
Folks, yeah, just making sure everybody gets in before I start the conversation because, again, we've got quite a few issues that I want to raise tonight.
Who sing that in para? Or who go sing a shockley song? I go in and call my partner Leke. I hope we did. Carnival taking too long to come. I'll never reach and ride along. By then the topic might get still. Or they may try to put me in jail. Who go sing that in para?
Haro, good night to you.
Shockley song.
And folks, the South St. George constituency branch would like to thank each and every one of you who came out and supported the barbecue, but not just barbecue, but the dominoes and so on the weekend. Let me just take this call and I'll come back to that. Hello, good night.
Sheldon Scott, good night. I'll just tell you say good night to me, and that is so nice. I feel
Yes,
good.
and I
good
passed-
night to
I passed this morning, but you step out. The place was...
I went by the post office to collect some
Yeah. Once I see the door half closed...
medication. I leave there open so I say in case anybody pass,
Yeah.
they know I'm wrong.
Yes.
I went and collect some medication for my legs, you know?
Yes, I know it goes.
I just want to say good night to everybody, Mr. Watts, Patty Matthew, Miss Yolande, Dr. Mitchell, everybody. Are they are taking it easy, not so. I'm not 100%, but are they?
Yes.
Nurse Maguire, everybody. I'm fighting.
As they say, you're jamming still.
I'm jamming still, yeah.
Yes.
Good night to everybody. Miss Camille, they are listening to the program. They're making Grenada a republic. Dead now.
That is what the man say. No, the man say basically he don't know why we have a governor general.
I want these people to go, God. Nick Mitchell. Anyhow, are there everybody good night? And everybody take it easy, Miss
Yes.
Camille.
All right,
Yes, bye-bye. I'm drinking a cup of boost today now.
Well, I forget to get my tea before I come and sit down tonight.
Yes.
So tonight I dry out.
All right, darling.
All right,
Good
thank
night
you.
to everybody.
All right.
All my friends in England, Canada, America, and those that here, but come back. Some NNP supporters, they live in St. David's. Good night to everybody. Are listening. Bye-bye.
All right, my dear.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Okay, folks, 440-7377-347-329-3101. Those are the numbers. And yeah, I always love to make sure that I hear Cammie voice. Yes. Want to make sure that I hear. Right? Yes, indeed. 440-7377-347. And again, on the weekend and yesterday, we had some weather events. I must say that yesterday, like Nadma woke up from their slumber. So at least we did get some information from NADMA to expect rainfall events and the possibility of flooding and landslides. And so, yeah, but they didn't do that last week. Last week, Tuesday, they didn't say anything. Yeah, we didn't know. They didn't say anything. Right? And again, I will recommend to them that they speak to Flo. Nelly said Cable and Wireless. They speak to Flo and they speak to Digicel. And they organize with both of them that they can send messages, because there are ways that they could make your phone ring differently than it normally rings and so on. I see it operated in the US. They have that system where you can have the phone with a special ring for emergency, that you can have that emergency ringtone come up on your phone and says, well, okay, this is happening. If you're in these areas, you need to clear. Because remember, during Hurricane Beryl, when Carriacou gained lash, is when messages just coming out telling people to move from certain areas, you know. They didn't even say to those people evacuate early or so on. It's then late when the thing going on, you're hearing move from this area and move from that area, move from the other area because the water coming up in this area and that kind of thing. So let us get it straight. There needs to be some significant improvement in communication between the National Disaster Management Agency and the Grenadian population as regards the various things that may be coming up. Yeah? There needs to be a system that is operational and in place. I know there was one before. So maybe they need to either ask who was there before, or they need to create something new. But whether they use what was there before and improve on it, or they come with something totally new, there has to be something there. If there's an earthquake right now, out in the waters outside of Grenada, it creates a tsunami. What is the warning system for the tsunami? You're going and send out a message on your Facebook page? You're going and put out a message on your Facebook page to say, in the next 10 minutes, next 20 minutes, due to the earthquake event, expect a tsunami? What is the messaging system that is in place so that folks, especially those who live along the sea coast, in a situation like that, right now, can be messaged? Last week, Tuesday, showed a serious loophole in what we have called NADMA. Another problem they have is that the Met Office would issue a weather bulletin. And then you'd have something coming from NADMA maybe about an hour, 2 hours later, by which time that weather forecast may not even be relevant again because atmospheric conditions have changed during that period of time. So there needs to be a quick, sensible, informative release of information in a timely manner to the Grenadian people. I know I say quick and timely. Yes, I know. I want to re-emphasize it. In a timely manner to the Grenadian people when it comes to these various events that might be happening. And we're not just speaking about flash flooding and landslides. Why is it up to this point in time we can't have a message that goes out that says, okay, there are landslides in area A, B, C, or D? What is the system? What is the system in place that will inform the people of Grenada when something is happening? And why, if there is already a system, why was that system not working last week to inform people of what was going on? Who failed? who didn't do their work. Because this is not a job that you could fall asleep on, because this is a job that can cost many, many, many people their lives, including the relatives of the people who may be the ones who messed up. So let's not play with this thing and pussyfoot around it. Let's be serious. Whoever messed up, it needs to be fixed. Yeah? Just thought I'd say that on that particular one. Yeah? Because we don't want to see anything like that. I mean, on the weekend, you had the issue with the carnage for a period of time where the water came over the carnage. And so, again, I know the carnage was a consideration of another project. I think that's the same project, the expanded project that the fort is tied into, if I remembering correctly. The St. George, there's a name for it, for the town of St. George and so on. It included the carnage and the redevelopment of the carnage area to deal with the rising tides. So, of course, you had a super moon over the past few days, and so which means the moon is just basically closer than it normally is to the earth, which would make a bigger pull on the water. So you will have events like what happened on the carnage on the weekend taking place, especially with high tide and the additional pull, it will come over. But you have to have things in place to mitigate against that. I know that there was some, but I'm not remembering it correctly. But there was a project for the town. Somebody remember, message me and tell me. There was a project for the town of St. George. I can't remember if it's under the Blue Initiative or whatever it is, but it was one to deal with those sort of things. So you definitely, there is something that can be looked at. That funding might be available to deal with that. Also, you have the situation with the cleanup that is supposed to be taking place. And for instance, River Road, there was an attempt at a cleanup over the weekend. I don't know why you had to wait from Tuesday to try and clean it up yesterday, Sunday. I don't know why the government had to wait for that period of time. Just send out a couple groups of people and clean the thing. But you're asking for volunteers to come on a Sunday. So if another set of rain had come, River Road people just had to dwell in that. Well, we know all they don't want to stay in the Prime Minister's residence because all they don't want to look down on River Road and them kind of place. So all they want to look across and see that. All they find that is people for all they to see and to be associated with. But still, they are human beings. And the people who live in St. Andrew and in Willis and Boca, Vendôme, all those areas, De La Mode, they also have to pass through River Road, along with the people in Tempe and Mount Parnassus, and so they have to pass through River Road. And those going over to St. Andrew, and so they have to pass through River Road. So at least some significant effort should have been taken earlier to address the issue. Now you come and you put the mud on the side, rain started to fall last night, guess where the mud going back? If you organize and you're cleaning the drains, at least try to organize a truck to be able to remove it from there one time. But instead of that, just leave that day, man. So let some heavy rains fall tonight, you're going to know what's going on. And not only there, I saw some of that in the south as well. If you're cleaning the drains, get a truck to be able to move the soil one time. I was in a vehicle that nearly had an accident on, was it Thursday night with that? That they pile up the thing in one area and the driver didn't see come wrong a bend, and then there was just this thing in the road and he swing away from it and nearly swung into another vehicle. Nearly swing into another vehicle. Swung into another vehicle. So come on, these things when you're doing it, and you see that's the thing, is to take photo ops and say that we have some people cleaning up. But then you leave the mud there. It's to take 2 pictures and say, okay, we get a lot of people to come and volunteer. We didn't get a lot of people, but we get a lot of people to come and volunteer. Come on, man. Serious. And then we have to understand as well that going up the West Coast, part of the project going up the West Coast is to deal with this rockfall in different areas. That is the project that this NDC government come in and lose. Trying to blame it on the NNP. This NDC government that in power now, this NDC government are the ones they send Tweedledee and Tweedledum over to Barbados to meet with the UK government, and they come back, sans the project. But that project along the west coast had to deal with some of the areas where you're having those rockfall and those landslide and that sort of thing. Yeah, to mitigate against that happening. So when you have rain, you don't have to worry about this coming down here and that coming down there. You drive freely. But again, they lose that. Then they will come and try and say some kind of stupidness about NNP didn't implement, knowing full well that it had COVID at the point in time, knowing full well that you had a general election, then you had COVID, and then after the COVID, we went back basically to general election again, so there was no time for you to go further with that project. But again, they like to twist things. But don't worry, the next Friday night I have some stuff to play. Yeah, let it think. 440-737-734-732-93-101.
The whole country panicking in fear. The yellow ideology.
Let me say early before I forget. To the folks who usually supply Pampers, adult Pampers. Yes, I need some adult Pampers. I need some small size, especially. I taking all that, I get all different sizes, but I especially need some small sizes. Yeah, when I say small, I mean children, adult, but small. Small, medium, adult. All right, there are some folks I'm trying to help out with that. And my stocks have been depleted. So not just the large and the extra large. You need some medium and some small as well.
Take away the $1 fee. Now them children barely empty. Government can buy the groceries. Who go sing that in?
So I was saying the South St. George constituency branch, they want to thank everyone that came out to the activity last week, Saturday. Yeah, they had that event here. Food nearly sell out. They had a few left at the end, but food nearly sell out. In fact, some of the food sell out. Different types of food was sold out totally. Right? So they want to thank everyone that came down and participated. Yeah, it was a massive success. A lot of people tell me, oh, we passed the road and we didn't see. The people was behind most every shop. So there was a tent at the side and then people were behind the shop. They remember during the election period, they had a meeting in the back. Right. So in the back there is where it had the activity. Where a lot of people were passing and they're looking in the front. And they find, well, I only seen 1 or 2 people there. No, because the people were behind. All right. Yeah, just letting you all know. Because up to this evening, somebody was asking me about it.
No growth in the economy. They say the money paid pension, expecting economic reflection. But there was nothing like that. People bank account just get fat. Who go sing that in Param? Or who go sing a Shackney song? I go in and call my partner Lakey. I hope he did. Carnival taking too long to go. Someone can write them kind of song. By then the topic might get.
Wow.
They try to put me in jail.
Yeah, just so I nearly end the program just so by mistake, you know.
I'll end up in Nigeria.
Folks, the new National Party UTAM, they present Elevate, and that's taking place this Sunday, the 24th of November, up there in St. Patrick. Time from 1 p.m. until 8 p.m. So that's taking place this Sunday up in St. Patrick. I have to get the exact location in St. Patrick. UTAM. Somebody from the UTAM, pick up the phone and call. Yeah, let me hear your voice. Somebody from the UTAM, pick up the phone and call. Yeah, now it's 8:28. All you have up until 9 o'clock. Somebody from the UTAM, pick up the phone and call. Give us some more information in relation to Elevate. Right? So that is happening. The youth in the different constituencies, you can contact your constituency leads and so they'll give you the information to be able to attend the activity. There are various activities going to be taking place, which is why I'm asking the UTAM, somebody from the UTAM, to call and give us some information in relation to Elevate. Yeah, I just know it having Elevate. I know the date. I don't have all the details. It would be better if one of you call and give us that information. All right, nice. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The documents were right inside it. You still couldn't accept the fact. Come in with your own lie.
And strange enough, I got a call just before coming on air. And you know, usually I don't take calls easily before I come on air because you're trying to keep your mind in frame. So you don't want nobody pull your mind a different direction. So usually from the time after 6, it's kind of difficult to get me until I get on air at 8 because either preparing or getting my son ready or different things. So usually very difficult to get at that time. But they were telling me that some young people are saying that they have been warned, those that have been working with government or working with government entities, that they have been warned that I see you in NNP zonal meeting. And if you go to our next one, don't show up for work, don't bother to come back. And they've been told this by supervisors, senior people in different departments. Young people who work with the government of Grenada are being threatened that they better not see them at NNP activities. And so what kind of country we living in? All you done threaten Ashida already by all you had to do something about her because she have 40,000 followers. All you done have drone. All you done have drone. Macking Jenny Simon on a daily basis. A lady, a woman, a female in her home who cannot have a proper rest in her home because all in the woman veranda with drone. Yes, it's that bad. All in the woman veranda with drone. So she cannot get a proper rest. All you done threatening Ashida Charles. All you trying to talk for all kind of other people. All you trying to shut down Real FM. And on top of that, all you still threatening young people who seeking to go to the elevator and different activities that all you better not see them come out in no picture and no video and thinking that. What kind of scare tactics is that? We have a caller online. Hello?
Hey, Sheldon.
Hey, how you doing, sir?
How you doing, my brother?
Day, man.
Sheldon, who paying for it where the Prime Minister living? Who paying for that?
That is a question that I really must check the budget document and find out.
Well, as far as the council, I understand is the citizen paying for it. Sheldon, go and knock it down. Not telling me making a citizen knock down.
I find you radical, innit?
Go and knock it down. Telling you paying for a woman and a man. You ain't paying for him and the guy when you get up in the morning. You don't want to see shit.
My brother, good night. Have a good one. All right? Blessings. All right. Nah, man, you looking to put me in trouble? What is this guy? No. Thank you very much for your call, brother. Enjoy the rest of your night. Yeah. Folks, now I don't know. What I would say is this, huh? There is a situation where there is a prime minister's residence. It exists. It's there. It's been there since before independence. It's there, where the prime minister of Grenada resides. There have been no plans announced to remodel or rebuild. So no plans. You've heard nothing from the government that, okay, we find that the building needs to be a modern building, so we're going to demolish the building that's there. I'll go hear about them and Willie Reddit Foundation and that. We're going to demolish the building that's there and we are going to build a new one. We've heard nothing like that. Yeah? We've heard nothing like we are going to remodel the one that's there. We're going to put in different modern conveniences, although it does have modern conveniences as it is right now. But we're going to put in extra stuff. Or we find it should have a swimming pool and it do have. Or we find it should have a tennis court and it do have. So we're going to put in. No talk like that. Not even talk of, well, we are going to build a new prime minister's residence somewhere else. No talk like that. All you know is the prime minister, that place ain't good enough for me, and he gone and he lives somewhere else, and we had to pay for the upkeep of there and still pay for where he is. We have a caller online. Hello, good night.
Hi, good night to you, Brother Sheldon. What's up?
Hey, I'm fine, man. Mr. Bihari.
Hey, sir, how you doing?
I'm good, man. Go ahead. Give us some information in relation to Elevate, man.
Actually, I'm just packing up, bro. I've been an entire day at the office here trying to ensure that we have all the T's crossed and all the I's dotted for an amazing event this coming Sunday. You know, it's all happening in St. Patrick. But tonight I want to inform the listeners of Talking Point that we are heading all the way over to McDonald College School and the ground. So we will be transforming the McDonald College this coming Sunday. As you're aware, the whole objective of this event, we want to ensure that our young people are engaged. We want to ensure that they are inspired and they are adequately mobilized so that we can actively get them to participate in what happens in this country. You have realized that so much is happening and our young people is affected in so many ways. and we can't afford to sit idly by and continue allowing our young people to be disadvantaged and taken advantage of. And that is the reason why we are putting on this mega event this Sunday. The event begins from, actually, we revised our time and schedule and everything, and we are starting at midday. So from 12 noon, we actually going to be ramping up the volume. We're going to be bringing the vibes, and we're going to be taking it over at McDonald College. And I can tell you, Sheldon, this is not an event that any young person should think of missing, because we are going all out. It's Elevate, I must tell you. And Elevate stands for High Energy Impactful Event, one that is second to none. And that's why we are bringing it all the way up to St. Patrick's as part of our 40th anniversary celebration. This is the new national party, the Youth Arm, that is bringing you Elevate, igniting the future, igniting the energy and igniting the vibes. I can tell you from the offset, Sheldon, the program, as our grandparents will say, the program looking tantalizing. The program is all about vibes. You can look forward to the empowerment, the inspiration, pure energy, and we are featuring a number of things. We have talent splash, we have performances from Sakina and the Alpha One band. We are bringing the Guana all the way up to McDonald College to transform the place.
We have a
DJ clash that is actually happening, and I can tell you, we have some top DJs that will be spinning the hottest tracks and the sweet sound of steel pan music to keep your vibes elevated all day long. From all indication, I can tell you, you have to get ready for an amazing karaoke session. As you enter on the day, you will be given the opportunity to be part of this karaoke session, and it promises for every one of us to bring your vocal skills, grab your squad for the day, and network and build a connection with our young people. But while you're doing all of these, we want everybody to enjoy a stocked bar and delicious food that will be on sale. It's an entire day, and it's not just for me and not just for my friend, but bring the entire family. Once you're within the ages of 16 and 35, you need to come on down to McDonald College, because this is more than just an event. I can tell you, Sheldon, it is a movement. We are building opportunities, we are creating the connections, and we are shaping the future of Grenada, one young leader at a time. This is all about elevating what our young people need. So, all I want to say, St. Patrick's, I want you to save the date, because we are bringing the energy. But if we are bringing the energy, we expect our young people to also bring the energy, because Elevate, igniting the future happening this Sunday, is one that will be going down on the books. We are rolling with NNP, and we are bringing the passion, we are bringing the vision and the vibes to every young person that is living in the state of Grenada. So don't miss it. Elevate 2024 is powered by the new National Party Youth Arm. Let's make history together. I want every one of you to come on down, and remember, there is only one place where we are actually leaning this Sunday, and that is at the McDonald College School and Grounds for what is dubbed Elevate, an event to remember on all of the entertainment calendar. Well produced, well managed, and they can look forward to a spicy event this weekend. So if you have not yet made up your mind to be part of Elevate, I'm telling you, you are making a mistake.
So let me ask you a question now. Hold on.
Cook early, wash early, and be in McDonald College by 10 a.m. so that at least Elevate will meet you at the playing field, will meet you at the auditorium.
So let me ask you a question. I hope you're hearing me clearly. So let me ask, for a constituency that wants to come and they may want to take part in activity outside of the karaoke and so on, or they may want to do a cultural performance also, who do they contact? Give me a number that they can contact. Hello? Mr. Bihari? It seems as though we lose Mr. Bihari there,
Definitely, Sheldon. Definitely, Sheldon.
Yeah, you're hearing me now?
Yes, I'm here. Are you hearing me?
Yes, I'm hearing you clearly now. Yeah, go ahead.
No.
We weren't hearing you just now. Go ahead.
Yes, I'm hearing you now.
Yes, I was asking the question.
Right.
About
definitely. So
the constituencies,
if you're out there and you would like to be part of any of our activities.
Go ahead. Hello, Bihari?
So what you need to do is to call our head office. Our head office is 440-1875.
Hello, Bihari. I feel you're listening.
Or you
off
can
the
reach
phone,
out to our mobile number at 533-9999, and surely we will be putting you on.
Okay, I find like you're listening off the phone, and you know better than that. Eh? Talk to me on the phone. You see, you're listening off the phone. That is why that happening. Mr. Bihari. But like you gone now. All right. Hello?
I'm right here, Sheldon.
Yeah, but you're
I'm right here.
You're not listening to me on the phone, man. You're listening to me on something else. You have to listen on the phone, brother. This is have a delay. You wouldn't have the conversation, so I would have to cut the call. Yeah, so they can call the main office of the New National Party. They can call 533-9999. Oh boy, Mr. Bihari. Nah, that's silent night, only night, and I go have to cut the call. Hello? Okay, but we got the main information. Thank you. Yeah. No, you can't talk to me, and you can't silent night, only night. No. Nah. Listen to me on the phone. All right? Nice. So, folks, yeah. So, if a constituency want to take part in the cultural and so on, or want to do a performance or something at the activity, you can call 440-1875, 440-1876, or 533-9999. Those are the numbers you can call to get onto the schedule.
Hey,
hello? Yeah, man. Yeah, talk to me on the phone, man. You're listening on something else and you're answering on the phone. Talk to me on the phone. Yeah.
Sheldon?
Yeah, I'm hearing you, man. Yeah. Whoops. Let me see. Yeah. Hello?
Good night to you, sir. How are you doing?
Yeah, you're hearing me?
Yes, I'm hearing you way better now. I think the service was bad a while for the last few minutes.
Oh, it was? Okay, right. Yeah. So, no, we were just wrapping up on that particular one for the activity and so on, and where they can contact you and so. So I gave them the numbers that they can contact again. And again, it's at the McDonald College, right? Starting from 12 noon.
McDonald College, Mali in St. Patrick. That is the place that will be transformed this coming Sunday. So you can look out for the new flyer that will be dropped within the next few hours. And you definitely, if you're out there and you want to be part of us, it is an invitation to be part of the New National Party youth movement nationally, because we are prepared to actually do what it takes to ensure that our young people's future is in good hands.
All right. Thank you so very much, Mr. Bihari. You'll keep us updated throughout the week. Let us know what new developments are taking place and so on, so that all of the folks that want to head on out to that activity will make sure and get on out there.
Definitely. We are waiting to welcome everyone in the house, filled with AC. We just brought new couch. We brought new interior design. And I'm telling you, we are waiting to give everybody a special welcome in the house of the New National Party.
All right. Thank you so very much, brother.
Okay, then.
All right. Yes, indeed, folks. So it's happening Sunday. That's Elevate. Yeah, Elevate. That's going to be taking place Sunday. Well, he said new flyer dropping. So we ain't pulling back up that flyer right now. Right. McDonald College. And it's starting at midday on Sunday. So head on up there. Young people, you could contact your constituency leads. If you're not sure who your constituency leads are, you can contact the New National Party main office, 440-1875, 440-1876. You could contact the main office and try and get the information. Don't do like some people, the bingo calling me this Saturday asking who is the boss for the area. I will not know and I will not be able to answer. Yeah? So call 440-1875, 440-1876. Between now, Monday is finished, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, anytime between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. you can call the office and you'll be able to get the information about buses for your particular area, who you should speak to about buses for your particular area. And again, young people, don't let these people and them scare all you from coming any activity. All you ain't coward, all you Grenadian, we not coward people. Yeah, we are not coward people. That's one thing Grenadians are not known in the Caribbean for, is for being cowards. We are not known for being a coward people. Yeah? Not because, you see, they go and they had a drone flying around by Auntie Jenny place. Not because they send in their veiled threats to people like Ashida Charles. Not because they're trying their best to shut down Real FM. Not because they are trying to politically victimize people when they speak out. They're here for a while, not forever. The wrong for. For a while, not forever. Their day to go is coming. And every day it is getting closer. Don't afraid them. Don't afraid them. Come on out and support the activities. And any of you, let me sound it now. Any of you that come out to a new National Party activity and any supervisor, any minister, any permanent secretary, anybody come to you and either threaten to fire you, send you on suspension or give you some kind of punishment because you've come to a new National Party activity, give me the information. Don't worry, we are lawyers. Give me the information. We will deal with them in the courts of law because you have a constitutional right to assemble and support whichever political party you want to support. Within the public service, the only thing they say is that you cannot wear the symbol of the political party and you cannot go on the stage or so in a political event and make political statements. Outside of that, you could put on a green t-shirt and come at NNP activity. The Public Service Commission, the permanent secretary, nobody can do you anything because of that. They can't do you nothing. If the jersey has the house on it, the symbol of the new National Party, then under the public service rules, you may not be able to do that. But it's enough of them who there right now that jump up last election in their yellow t-shirt with the full NDC symbol and everything on it. You ever hear the NNP take any action against them and had called them in and all kind of thing while that was going on? No. You leave them and say, well, look, people support their party, they support their party. Once they're doing the work that they're supposed to do. Yeah? But now they're threatening people. Have people signing non-disclosure, all kind of anything you could think about is what these people are doing. We have a call online. Hello, good night.
Hey, Sheldon, good night.
Hey, I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. Long time no call. But I get enough feedback on the phone.
This is the first thing I'm saying right now that I'm saying the first thing. So I don't know what feedback, but we're not hearing any feedback. You go ahead.
Okay. All year around, I know somebody tapping into my phone. That's a serious feedback.
I haven't heard what you said there. That one missed me.
Yeah, I'm getting a feedback on the phone. And I don't know if someone may be hacking into the phone.
That hacking is not like that. That's just the phone problem.
I don't know, but it's a feedback I'm getting.
Yeah, that's not hacking. That's the phone itself has a problem or the network probably has a problem on that particular one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well then, let me just say this. Around minutes to 8, that very same things you said, somebody was calling me on the phone and gave me that same complaint about them young people was cautioned not to go in any political function of NNP, otherwise don't bother come back to work. So I want to ask the question, where is in the constitution, once you're working with the government, that you cannot go to a political function?
Nowhere in the Constitution, nowhere in the Public Service Commission says that. That is just right. That is just
so therefore, what they say, what the law is that you cannot wear a political t-shirt. Am I right?
You could wear the colors. You could wear your green, you could wear your yellow, pink, even if that is the party color, you could wear it. But you cannot wear one with the symbol of the party on it.
Right. That is what I know.
So the name of the party, as it says New National Party, or it has the symbol of the house on it, right, you cannot wear it. But if you just wear a green T-shirt with white writing on it saying they have to go, they can't do nothing for that. Who is the they?
No, that's right. That's right. So you know what are coming to now? That I want to believe that this administration want to withhold our constitution and sneak draconian laws down the Grenadian people's throats, just like what happened in 79 to 83 under Bishop. Because under Bishop they withhold the constitution, and you know the history behind that. Who he jail, who he torture, who he bring in, who veil, is what he do to the Grenadian people. Grenadian people had us to leave the country and run with the clothes on their backs. I wonder if that want to be the same thing that these people want to do. This is a democratic country. Restore back democracy in 1984. And we cannot go down that road anymore. This is a democratic country. The party you belongs to, Mr. Administrator, it is a democratic party, the National Democratic Congress. So why are you choosing, why are you putting draconian laws down? Or what you I just don't get it. So why you not to bully these young people? Who are you? Where you come out to bully Grenadian people now? To put Grenadian in your footstool and just do them what you want? Really? I don't see, and I know that as a fact. NDC, you all having your function, and you all having your people working in government, and have wearing the political T-shirt coming to your function. Why you all don't want them? Why you all don't caution them? Why you all don't tell them next time you do that, don't bother come back to work? Why you all don't do that? So stop doing Grenadian people this wickedness. Stop that. We're not going on good. I'm not calling on the people. People in authorities, people in NGOs, the churches, to stand up against this thing. Because if that happened under NNP, man, who would have come out and demonstrate? Pastor would have preached it on Sundays. Who would have talked about it? Trade union, all kind of people would have talked about it. Where are these people? Someone call on the young people. Don't let this government bully you. They cannot fire you. That is unconstitutional.
No,
they cannot do it.
Hold on. They could fire them, but there will be consequences. Because they'll have to pay them for unfairly doing so. They will have to end up disciplining. The courts will discipline whoever was involved in doing that to them. Because I'm saying this. Any young person, any person that attends a new National Party activity and is fired because they attend a new National Party activity, bring the information to me, Sheldon Scott. We go into court. And whoever it is, warning you all and telling you all that, bring the information to me. We go into court. I am serious. Any one of them open their mouth, take all your phone and tape them. Get all your evidence and bring it. And all you go get money, because they go have to pay all your damages. So if they fire all you, they have to reinstate all you. They have to pay all your damages. All you go make money on them. Let any of them, supervisor, it could be minister,
so are we doing North Korea?
We're not there in North Korea, and that is why I'm saying we go into court. Any of them telling any young person, any staff member, anybody that they can't attend an NNP activity or they shouldn't go. I'm saying to them, be wise. Use your phone, tape them. Tell them put it in writing and bring it. We go into court. No joke about it. We go into court.
And Sheldon, before I go, I don't want, is not somebody working in government who told me about it. So don't go and question people and say, who go and talk this out to that young man? And then kind of thing. The person who tell me about it is not working in government.
You only hear it from one,
but
I hear it from a few. You hear it from
so
one, I hear it from a few.
Exactly. So have a good night, Sheldon.
Thank you very much, my brother. You see, that caller heard it from one. I'm hearing it from a few people. That is the situation, that they are threatening people now for going to NNP activities. Oh, I see you. When we look at the thing, we see you in that. You better watch yourself, and so before you lose your... Who are you to tell people where they could go? You see, they start with this kind of thing, and because the majority of Grenadians just let them get away with it and say, well, okay, so they came earlier in the year and they say you can't play music and you can't have this on Independence Day, and some people just accept it. They come and they do it again for the 19th of October, and a lot of people, they just take it and they accept it. And we have to move past that. We can't just be accepting this thing. We have to tell them where to get off. That we have constitutional rights. That we have basic human rights. Apart from your constitutional rights, you have your basic human rights that are recognized throughout the world. And after your basic human rights, you have your constitutional rights as a citizen of Grenada. So they can't just decide that they're going to deny us one of our either basic fundamental human rights or deny us our constitutional rights, and we just sit down there and taking that. Nah. I'm telling you all, we go into court. Any of them, just contact me privately. Give me the information. We go into court. We have a call online. Hello, good night.
Yeah, good night, Sheldon.
Hey, how you doing, Papa?
Yeah, Sheldon, I called this really to update you on the flood that took place in Grenville last night.
Well, I hear you had to take boat to go inside.
Yes,
you have a kayak?
I tell you, that was something else, you know. Even the church and I flooded.
Mm-hmm.
You see, the problem lays with that. During NNP time, and I state it over again, we used to have what they call the maintenance gang going out and, you know, do the drainage. You understand me? Do all the drainage and so forth. Right? From since this government coming, nothing like that, you know. They fire everybody. Right? Look at the business people couldn't even go in the, when they go in the place, Sheldon, if you see water in all the business place, I know they lose a lot of money because a lot of things get damaged. All because of...
Oh, it was that high that it went into some of the businesses?
Yes, man.
Oh, boy.
What?
Oh, boy.
Sheldon, if you see water, even Ivan was never like that, but this is worse. You understand? And I mean, I just want to ask the government, please, bring back the maintenance gang on the road. Let them go back there and clean the drainage. It's proper drainage, right? Because if you see all things below the drain, it's still back up still, you know. If a next shower come again, that do it again. You know. I want them to do that immediately. Because we're going to end up in serious problem. Just now, when you think we have road, we don't have road. We won't have road. That time is pothole. And, you know, the government, they take us for a ride. These things have to stop, Sheldon. And secondly, I'm talking about now CJ's company, right? They fire the workers, okay? They promise to pay, right? Up to now, how much years going on, 3 years now? Nothing. Come on, man. The people have family. You understand? I mean, the trade unions, where all these people and them? You understand? I call upon the churches to please put peace into that. Because this thing is creating a hate. Right? And the government cannot do these things on them. It is wrong. It is wrong. They have to correct it and pay those people the money. Mm-hmm. Thank you very much.
All right, my brother. Yeah, listen, they had the environmental warden, so whether it was the river, whether it was the drains and so on, you had to go and clean them. So you had the environmental wardens that were out there doing that job. This government come in, they get rid of the environmental wardens. Now they're doing the bushing, about half of the bushing that the NNP used to do, because they're not anywhere close to the numbers of what the New National Party would usually have out at this time of year, they don't even have close to that. They just have out to say that they have out, basically. I'm glad for everybody that get in the local 420, it is, whatever it is. I'm glad for everybody that get in the local Bly. No problem. But it is just a drop in the bucket compared to what the NNP used to do. And there was a reason the NNP used to do it in the way that they did it. So that you did not have these drains and so on clogged all over the place to cause some of what you see taking place now. Anyway, them don't listen to nobody, nah? Let me take this call before I move on to the next. Oh boy, why is that happening? Hello, good night. Oh boy, oh, I hit the wrong button, that's why. Hello, good night.
Hello, good night.
Hi, good night. Go right ahead, caller, you're live.
Extending best wishes to the both families who lost their homes in St. David last night to the cause of inclement.
Oh, so there were families that lost their homes. I wasn't aware.
Yeah, they come on the news too. I was trapped in the line last night coming out from church. We didn't have an alternative route. We would have been sleeping the road last night.
Okay.
The river crossed the road and covered the place again.
I had been unaware. So I'll follow up.
In the Prime Minister of a resident.
Okay.
And the two family house came down with slides last night.
Mm-hmm.
Inclement weather and lightning and thunder.
Okay.
All right.
So I'll do some follow up. Okay, great, thanks. I think there was another call. Let me take this call and then we go on to the other issue. Hello, good night.
Night, Sheldon.
Hi, good night. How about thou?
Good.
All right, you go right ahead.
Sheldon, in Grenville today, at least every business place got heat in Grenville. Mostly every business place. Not only water, but mud. All those Indians, too, everybody was cleaning up in Grenville today. Almost the whole day. And over that, there was no water in Grenville.
Yeah, because I think the dams have been damaged yet again.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the dams have been damaged.
Yeah, every business place. I was looking at maybe to see GBN and one of them would have come up to pick up some information, but I didn't see that on news, so that means they didn't come. Mm-hmm. Every business place in Grenville.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're sad to hear that.
Yeah.
Okay, my dear. Thank you so very much. All right. Yes, indeed, folks. And I just wanted to swing on to another issue, but before I go there, let me just go here first. We do not have a zonal meeting tomorrow. I know last week and up to Friday, I had been saying that we have 2 zonal meetings this week. So we only have one this week. That will be taking place at the St. Andrew Anglican Secondary School, and it will be taking place this Thursday. So there's no zonal meeting tomorrow. Talking Points is on as normal from 8 p.m. So don't look for the 6:30 and then you ain't see me tomorrow night. No, I'll be here. All right. So tomorrow night, Talking Points as normal. But on Thursday, it's up to St. Andrew Southeast at the St. Andrew Anglican Secondary School. And you've got the political leader, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, MP for St. Andrew Southeast, the Honorable Emlyn Pear, MP for St. Andrew Northeast, Honorable Kate Skeeter Lewis Peters, the Honorable Lorena Waldron, the constituency lead for St. Andrew Northwest, and I still say the Honorable for this lady because she's an Honorable lady, Yolan Bain Hosford, constituency lead, St. Andrew Southwest. So that will be taking place this Thursday from 6:30 p.m. I believe that will be the final zonal meeting in this series. Yes, so head on out. All you will make it to a zonal yet, head on out. We're going up by Auntie Emma. Yeah, right. Yeah, she gave them real peer pressure. Auntie Emma giving them peer pressure up there. Yes, indeed. Now, folks, before I go on to anything, I just want to go on to something here quickly. 2 things. Carriacou and Petit Martinique. Yeah? Carriacou and Petit Martinique. 1, there's a situation with a gentleman over there that needs our assistance. The gentleman lost one of his legs earlier this year, and he's seeking to get a replacement leg so that he could move around. He's not the type of person that decide, well, oh, woe is me, I lose my leg, I just want to sit down home and I don't want people see me. They want to be able to move around and to do stuff and so on, to be contributing to society and not taking from society. So they're trying to get a leg. You see where talking points reach to. We're trying to get a leg and all for people. So, however, whoever is willing to make a donation, I can put you in touch with the family so that you all will be able to make your donations. But there's a further problem. And this one lands at the feet of the government. The individual who makes the artificial legs for people, that individual is not being allowed to stay on the island much longer. So they're not giving them a work permit so that they can stay here and they can make legs and so on. It is affecting people like this gentleman who needs to get a leg. I think he needs somewhere around $4,000 to be able to get a leg. Yeah? So he's out there in Carriacou. He needs assistance. So any of you that want to assist, you could contact me and I'll put you in contact with him and his family so that you all can organize and that he can get that leg done, even if it has to be done elsewhere and it can't be done in Grenada. But let's try to help somebody that they don't want to be sit down. They don't want to sit down and just woe is me and depend on the state to say, well, give them this, give them that. They want to be up. They want to be able to move. They want to be able to go around and do things and make a dollar for themselves and not be a burden onto anybody. So let's help them in that way, right? Yeah, other programs, oh, we need money. We need money. No, this program, let's help. Yeah? And don't forget the family in Sea Moon. Because with that rain that passed, remember, we ain't finished do anything for them yet. You know? We're in the process of trying to do and they still need assistance. And which reminds me, the truck man, yeah, the person that offered me the truck, get in contact with me because I've misplaced your number. My good friend, yeah, who got in contact with me in relation to the truck, yeah, get back in contact with me because I have misplaced your number. I don't know where I put it. All right, so please get back in touch with me. Right. So, folks, the family in Sea Moon, they still need help with that rain. You want to see what they went through with that rain over the past week and so. What they went through last week and what they're going through with the rain still. So they still need your assistance. Again, you could contact me. I'll put you in contact with them. Or those of you in New York, if you want to assist still, Cathy Albert, Nurse Wendy Ann McGuire, down here, you can contact Miss Julie Dubois. What? Yeah, I said the right thing. What I saying? I feel like I said the wrong thing. Miss Julie Dubois. All right? But as I'm on Carriacou, I'm going to hold on the calls for a little while. As I'm on Carriacou, I want to show you something. In fact, you know what? Let me take the call. Hello, good night.
Hello, good night, Mr. Scott.
Hey, good night.
Yes, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
This morning I was listening to a photograph program, and I hear a lady come advertising for a minister of government that he having a party. It is right.
A minister of government having a party?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It is right for as a member of government, if he's a minister of government, to having a party.
Well, it depends if it's a fund.
People coming to paying patient coming, people paying to come to the party and so.
Well, I don't see much of a problem if an MP is having an activity as a fundraiser to help people or to do things like that or to offset the cost of running an office or something. Well, in this case, it can be in relation to running an office because they've increased the money for that significantly. So it can be for that. But it's according to what they're having the party for. It's the reason behind it. Yeah?
I did not hear how the lady said nothing about where the money was going to. So, you know, that have me concerned.
Yeah, that would have anybody concerned. I understand where you're coming from.
Yes.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, my friend.
Find more about that.
Yeah, it seemed like you're just having a party. You're correct, yeah. All right, thank you so very much, caller. And folks, I was in Carriacou. So one, we have to help the gentleman in Carriacou. Yes, we may not be able to do the whole thing, but at least if we get him to a point, it's people that trying. They ain't just sit down and saying, well, let people give them thing. And that's why I will always try and help people who trying to help themselves. So they're trying. All right? So the gentleman in Carriacou, We need to help him. The family in Simon, we still need to help them. We've gotten a bit of the way for what we need to be able to help. We need some more to be able to help them. So you all know the mechanisms that we're going to use for that one. All right? Nice. Folks, let me take this call first before I go on to this last one. Hello, good night.
Sheldon, sorry for calling back.
No, but go ahead. You called early, so go ahead. Yeah.
I just want any farmer, the farmers that have cocoa, I could get some cocoa to buy. Because dollars make me little money with it, and it's kind of scarce. So any farmer that have dry cocoa, or they have the cocoa ball and I could get some to buy, I really appreciate that. Cocoa.
Okay. So you want the dry cocoa. You want the cocoa ball, you want the dry cocoa.
Well, if they have cocoa ball and it tastes good, it's fine when I get some because I have my customers.
Yeah, you have to be up to the scratch.
I don't make enough money now.
Yeah.
Well, now the cocoa does make me little money. And I want to say good night to my friend from Carriacou that lives in Canada. Ross, good night. I know you're listening to the program now.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah,
all right, thank you so very much.
Anybody have cocoa, please, I beg in. Because I can't make $1 without that cocoa ball.
No problem.
Bye-bye.
All right, Gabby. Folks, I wanna show you all something because I think a lot of information is coming out of Carriacou, and I think a lot of people are not aware. Yeah? A lot of people are not aware of the reality of some of the things that are taking place in Carriacou. Right? So here's what has happened. You have a I closed this off. Yeah. You have a situation where there are people in an area in Carriacou called Limang. They've been living there for many years and so on. They are being told, some of them at least, not all, some are being told, you all can't come back to stay there. We're going to put you all somewhere else. So the government, Tevin Andrew, Mr. Pink, and his crew, this cabinet, my throat is, and I don't have my water with me. Oh, I do. One moment. Yeah, man, I do have some water. Good. They decide that they are going to place these people in Dumfries. Now, I want to show you all the distance between where the dump is and where these people are expected to go and live. Folks, this area down here, the white line you see down to the bottom here, that is the dump. Up here is the houses that they're building for these people. So these are where they're building the houses. They're placing the people, in other words, right in the nose of the dump. Well, at least their nose in the dump. Which is why we are hearing people saying, I'm not going there. Then they're calling the people ungrateful. Then they're saying the people wicked and they bad mind and NNP had them so on. So let me ask you all, anybody that would do it, how many of you willing to go and live that close to a dump? This is the house. These are the area they're building the houses here. You see the building them? Yeah, they're building them. And then when you just come down the road, right into the dump. So you mean the people is trash? That's why you're putting them there? You could imagine the smell in that area. You could imagine if there is a dump fire, and again, nobody had to go and light no fire. These things happen spontaneously. There's spontaneous combustion that takes place there. If a piece of glass bottle break and it angle at a certain way, and the sun hot, it will light at something, you'll see fire start up, and there's methane gas there, if you understand the chemistry behind it, and then you have a big fire taking place. And guess where all the smoke going? Guess where all the flies going? Guess where all the rodents, all the rats, and cockroaches, and flies, and ants, and other insects that infest in here? Guess where they go end up? So when you hear people talking, and talking about old people wicked in Carriacou and they don't want house, and they wicked and they bad mind and you're giving them place and they don't want to go. The minister must go and put his own right here. He must go and, let's see what I'm circling. The minister must go and put his own right here. So I want him come and put his own right here. I want him come and put his own right there. Since they're good enough for people to live, Mr. Minister, go and put yours right there. Yeah? And make sure you leave your windows open too. Because this is where they're putting the people, there. If you're not from Carriacou, or you don't know Carriacou, you may not be aware of what is taking place there. And some people might just say, well, oh, this bad mind. And they don't want, the people get in place and they don't want to go in place and they don't want to think. Yeah. Which one of you, message me, call me. Which one of you, and I ain't talking about the Republican thing yet, which one of you would want to go and live there? All kind of kobo and all kind of thing coming down, garbage dump and thing there. And then even say, well, okay, we're going and close the garbage dump or something. We're going and close that cell and we're going and cover it over so it will no longer be an issue or so. Ain't no talk about that. Is they good enough, man? Put them people there. But no, tonight I want you all to see where they're going and put those people. I want you all to take a good look at where they're going and put those people and them. Yeah? And in your own mind, tell me if you find that right and if you would move from where you was away from the dump heap and go and live basically on top the dump. Because that's where they're putting them, on top the dump. Tell me if you would go and live there. That's all I want to know. Yeah? Would you go and live there? I'll leave it to the top for a little while. I want to know if you would go and live there. I want the minister go and put your house in front of all of them one day.
The whole country panic, taking too long to come. Shanda will never sing that song. By then the topic might get stale, or they may try to put me in jail. All you get a pregnant treasury. Now it's empty but there's no baby. So all you could mash up money. No growth in the economy. They say the money paid pension.
So I'm just making sure that people are aware. Because some people tend to think that, yeah, that is okay and everything is all right. No, I want people to see, yeah, see, that is where you're going. Yeah, that is where they put in the housing project in Carriacou. All right, I just wanted to make sure that you all are quite aware. So that when you hear people say they're not moving from the Mang and go there, you understand why. When you hear them say that they are not moving and go to live in that area, you understand why. It could be a 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom, 5-bedroom house that you're building there. You're basically building it on top of the dump. Yeah? My lawyer do easy. Yes, indeed. And that's an excellent point. Deacon Mitchell refused to go and live in the Prime Minister's residence. But Carriacou people must go and live on top of the dump, ain't it? Let me repeat it. Deacon Mitchell refused to go and live in the Prime Minister's residence. He refused to go there. But Carriacou people must go and live on top of the dump. Yeah, so they does think, yeah.
They don't sing that kind of song. By then the topic might get stale, or they may try to put me in jail. You said the documents were missing, and the culprit is Gregory Boeing. You well know what lies you telling. They say after lying is thieving. Gregory came to the media and said the documents were right inside it.
Folks, and once again, and that was the theme basically for tonight's program as well. The Prime Minister tends to do this thing not in Grenada, but more outside of Grenada, speaking about changing Grenada from a independent country, part of the Commonwealth, a Commonwealth state, into a fully independent country, a republic. So he was on a radio station in Bermuda in the past couple of days, and I want you to hear what he had to say. No, I ain't showing any face. I want you all to hear what he had to say.
So tell me about taking your country from independence now to a republic.
Yes. Well, I think, one of the things about governance is that I think we have to constantly evaluate whether it's working for us. And obviously we come from a system where we were a colony of the United Kingdom. And so obviously your pattern of government has been patterned after that. Right. But we're a small society. The UK is, 60, 70, 80 million people. And we're not. And so if you have government that is, in my view, cumbersome and expensive, we have to ask ourselves, as a small country, should we continue paying for this? So I'm actually taking this from a very practical perspective. We have the Office of the Governor General. I love our Governor General. It's nothing personal against her. It's just an office that she's been able to hold. But the question is, we have the Office of the Governor General, which we have to pay for and finance. Mm-hmm. You have the Office of the Prime Minister, which you have to pay for and finance. You have the Parliament, which you have to pay for and finance. And in our case, it's a bicameral Parliament. You've got both the lower house and the upper house. And then you have an enormous government apparatus that you have to pay for. And we have to constantly ask ourselves, what percentage of our GDP goes to simply maintaining the government? And is the government delivering services that are beneficial to the public? And so to me, from an effective and efficiency point of view, I don't see that having an office of the Governor General actually does that. Because it's largely ceremonial, it's very expensive to maintain, and it doesn't really provide any services, so to speak, to the citizens.
So bottom line, get rid of the Office of the Governor General, it's useless. All right, okay, we understand you. Right, go ahead, yeah. And
the cost of maintaining that could probably maintain an entire school. Right. For the year. So for me, it's a very practical perspective. And
what about the cost of maintaining a separate house while the Prime Minister house staying the way you could maintain with that? You could probably maintain a primary school, a preschool, where you could maintain with that. That's what, 24,000, that's the figure we're hearing, on a monthly basis. Is it that you're renting, somebody give you a place free? Where's the situation? We might be saying it paid for, you might be getting the place free. What is the situation? Why are you're saying the Governor General is a waste of time, but basically where you staying is a waste of time too, because there is an existing place that you should be, and you do there. You do there. So, but I realize he only talks this Republican thing when he's not in Grenada. Eh? So let's hear him again. Let's hear him continuing.
Second perspective, I think, is, I fundamentally believe in democracy and elective politics. And I really think whoever becomes the head of the country, head of the government, head of the state, should really be one person that the public has picked based on you presenting your case and based on the public knowing that you are going to have to come back to them every 4 or 5 years to be validated. And if they're not satisfied, then they give someone else the opportunity. Right. And so to me, to have a governance system where you have someone who sits on top of everyone else, who's not in any way, shape or form elected by the public, in my view, is fundamentally undemocratic. And essentially you are saying that you are awesome. It is fundamentally undemocratic. So in a sense, there's a hypocrisy within our system.
Of course, there's a hypocrisy within our system. Is you are a hypocrite. And I just confirmed there that yes, where the Prime Minister is staying right now, yeah, why? Where the Prime Minister is staying now is being paid for by all of us. Yes, Grenadian taxpayers. All of us. It is in the budget document. It is being paid for by all of us. Meanwhile, Mount Royal sit down there, and it had to be upkept, so you're still spending money on Mount Royal. You still have bills attached to Mount Royal, right? You still have bills attached to it. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister has decided that he's staying somewhere else. Now, if that was taking place because the situation in Mount Royal was so bad, and there was a situation where you were going to build a new Prime Minister's residence, and you had said, well, okay, you've located another area, and probably you're going to make where the Prime Minister's residence is now into the Governor General's residence or something. If there was some sort of plan, but there's nothing like that. It's just, I ain't staying there. They two poor guts are going and stay in an expensive place with pool. So when I get up in the morning, I could take a splash. Yeah? Meanwhile, you're talking about the Governor General is a waste of time? Okay, all right. A waste of money, a waste of time. Okay, let me hear you.
The Westminster system. Yeah. They came from a kingdom. They came from a fundamentally undemocratic system, and it took, in a sense, the Cromwell Revolution to start chipping away at that system to say, no, the average Brit should have a say in who runs the country. And so the compromise was to find a system where you kept the king or the Queen as head of state, but you divest, so to speak, the executive power into the office of the Prime Minister and the cabinet. But the UK could probably afford that. I don't think small islands could really afford that. And so places like Barbados have gone to republicanism, but it's not the form that I would support, because essentially they've changed the name in my view, but they've maintained the same structure, because you still have now a president and you have a prime minister, and the president is still largely ceremonial, and you still have to pay for all of this and maintain it. And I really don't see why you need to do that in a small country. If ever, I think what we would need is perhaps more local government, because part of the challenge in Grenada, for example, is that with an MP system and a cabinet system at the community level, at the village levels, we don't have the ability to respond as quickly and as efficiently to the issues that people raise in the communities. And that is where, to me, there should be greater emphasis and greater deployment of resources. So you take it from the top, a top-heavy system.
So let me see now. So the intention is to basically have like a president of Grenada then. So because he's saying that whoever is at the top, you have to vote, you should vote. Whoever you vote for should be the person at the top. I don't know who going to swear them in, but anyway. But you're going to have a person at the top. So basically what you're going to have is a president of Grenada. You're going for the US system. You're coming out of the Westminster system, or you're making a new hybrid system. So who... My good, watch. He go flash that one out there, because he had to come to us and tell us exactly what he mean by that. Because there was an article, and for some reason I can't find the article right now, but there was an article which, and yes, a good friend of mine is making the point. He's speaking in Bermuda, which is still a colony of the UK. Them even to the level of us, they're still a colony, right? But he is speaking, and he's saying this sort of thing. Yeah, he's saying this sort of thing in relation to becoming a republic and so. But there are various things. For instance, you have to get a 2/3 majority of the people to vote and say yes for that. Good luck. But he continues to say these things, not here in Grenada, but outside of Grenada is where he keep going and make these statements about making Grenada into a republic. In fact, around the time of the coronation, when he was in the UK, in the Independent magazine there, in the UK Independent magazine, I think it is, yeah. He made this, or the Sun, one of them, he made the statement about Grenada becoming a republic. And the timeline he was given was actually about to the end of this year, was when he was speaking about making Grenada a republic. Yeah? So our prime minister is out there speaking to other people about making Grenada a republic, but he ain't speaking to us about that. He's not having that conversation with us. But he has the intent. He has the reasoning why he wants to do it, although I believe his reasoning is flawed. He has the reasoning why he wants to do it. He has the intent why he wants to do it, and so. And then he's talking about cost. If you're talking about cost, the rental that have to be paid for, the what is $250,000 a year? Right, I think I see $250,000 a year that have to be paid. The $250,000 that have to be paid on a yearly basis, well over $250,000, that has to be paid on a yearly basis in relation to rental when there is still a place there. So tell me how much school that could have taken care of, how much school feeding programs that could have taken care of around the island, because they like to talk about cost to taxpayer. We could have that conversation about cost to taxpayer. Yeah? We can have that conversation. Let me see if I could pull this up there. Yeah, let me see if I could get this to come up there. Right. So, let me see. This is on the budget document there. Nice. So, under the rental of assets, you see this line here? Right. Rental of assets. Right. You see the kind of money we're talking about here? Right. So, that is the kind of money you're speaking about. The 2024 estimate for rental of assets is what? $246,000. So, nearly $250,000. Right, that is what we're talking about there. That is under, oh no, let me pull it back up. Let me show you. That is under what? That is under vote 10. Vote 10. Right, vote 10. The Office of the Prime Minister recurrent expenditure. Right, so the rental and thing there, nice, right. They ain't talking about renting cars and so, no. They had the cars, right? Although we can't see the state car up to now, we know we disappear too. But when it comes to, somebody tell me last time he covered on somewhere rotten away. But anyhow, yeah. So that is what we are talking about here. So while on one side of him out, he talking about it costing too much to do this. I'll come to the phone lines and I'll run my friends. Yeah, while he talking through one side of him out about it costs too much to do this and that and the other. On the other side, he is doing even worse. He is doing even worse. You know what? Before the program finish, I want us to go over a statement that he made in that interview. Because see, saying something in Grenada to Grenadians is one thing. Even going to New York or Florida or London or Ottawa or Ontario or wherever and making statement to Grenadians living over there is one thing. Making the statement home to Grenadians who know the reality and the situation and the hypocrisy circling what you're speaking about is a different thing. Before I take any calls, before I go on to anything else, I want to play this audio here. And I'm not bringing up the video. I'm going to play the audio from this.
Besides what Brent McHugh talks about, the Forbes council member, when he talks about leadership empowering others to accomplish. One of the things that struck me in your speech, acceptance speech, I guess that's what you call it, but you talked about the elimination of nepotism, and I'd like you to elaborate a little bit about that. You talked about awarding contracts not based on party or personal loyalty, that there would be merit in job selection, and in terms of whatever opportunities were going to be available, they had to be gained by merit,
yes, rather
than nepotism. And that seemed to be something that you seem to be very, very strong about. So tell us a little bit about that, and why did you take that stance?
Right. Well, I took that stance because, one of the challenges with a small country is that if you operate politics based on what I call reprisals and patronage, what is going to happen is that the country is going to benefit at best from only half of its talent at all times. And when that happens, the country is not going to progress at the rate it should be, and oftentimes it may in fact be retarding. Because what you're doing is that you are giving people opportunities and jobs not based on whether they're competent or whether they have the ability to do it, but based on merely because they've supported you politically.
Yeah, remember, this is the Prime Minister of Grenada in 2024 that talking here, that talking about you're going to retard your country if you only give people jobs based on their political leaning. Let me hear him some more.
The support is not a factor, but it ought not to be the decisive factor, particularly when we are talking about major government contracts or major government initiatives that is meant to benefit the entire community and the entire society. And historically, I think what we saw with the opposition was that to a large extent, not only were contracts awarded purely based on political loyalty, oftentimes in an attempt to ensure that they then got a kickback, but in many instances, people who were competent, capable, and sometimes who were prepared to volunteer.
Deacon and Miss Mitchell, the Prime Minister of Grenada, with Andy Williams and them so in his cabinet, speaking about people awarding contracts and getting kickback. Yeah? He accusing people of that. All right, okay. Yeah, I hear you.
Who didn't want any money, were sidelined or prevented from contributing to the growth and development of the country. And so what it led to is a situation where you'd have significant stagnation or lack of capacity, or the people with capacity eventually leave because you frustrate them.
Remember, folks, and let me point this out, because the Prime Minister is a big hypocrite. So he's making this statement right now. Tafawa Pierre is one of the most qualified, if not the most qualified police officer in the state of Grenada right now to hold the position of Commissioner of Police. Because his wife is an MP that dropped some lash on their tail in St. Andrew Southeast. Only because of that, the man who is fully qualified, who his grading, when they did the exam, the man knocked it not just out of Queen's Park, The thing ended up nearly hitting a boat out in the water. He knocked it straight out over the athletic stadium when they did his grading and assessment. And only because his wife is a former government MP and an opposition MP at this point in time. Not only was he not given the position of Commissioner of Police, he was removed. He was removed as one of the, I believe it's the deputy commissioners, removed from that position, sent back to a lower grade, and then put in the police training school because they couldn't find anywhere else that they feel they could have put him, because they're afraid anywhere they put him, so they go and they put him there. That is fully based on politics. It is not. If it was based on competency, Tafawa Pia would be the Commissioner of Police in Grenada right now. So don't come and try to tell us about you can't give people positions and so simply based on politics or deny people because you're retarding things. Because we see what happened in the Royal Grenada Police Force. There are several other officers. Some whose name I could call, some who I would not call. But there are several officers who were demoted. Some from the rank of superintendent down to inspector. Simply because they were associated to Dr. Mitchell in some form or format, or they are considered to be supporters of the new national party. Sometimes the people are not even supporters of any political party. Sometimes they don't even vote. But because of the perception, these people have been demoted in the Royal Grenada Police Force. So don't come and tell us no kind of stupidness and try to bamboozle people. You could fool them up there. We down there hearing it. And we know that you're lying and you're a hypocrite, Mr. Prime Minister. And we make no apologies for that. You are a hypocrite. And not only to our peer. As I told you, listen, you are Bernard Nelson. I ain't afraid to call his name. Bernard Nelson was up at a superintendent. They put him back down to inspector. They remove him. And why? Because he used to work along with Dr. Mitchell. He was on the team for Dr. Mitchell. So he was part of Dr. Mitchell's security detail. You have various other people who were part of Dr. Mitchell's security detail that getting passed over for promotion. They fully qualified, getting passed over for promotion simply because they was part of Dr. Mitchell's security detail. Talking about how you're retarding the country and retarding thing if you're only giving people. Come on, Mr. Prime Minister, seriously. No, we hear you down here, you know. And we could point out the hypocrisy. Because I could go into the Ministry of Youth and the same young man that called earlier, Mr. Royden Bihari, university graduate, worked in the field of youth for many years, removed simply because he's perceived to be a supporter of the new national party. So all you move him down to ASP, not inspector, right? Yes, they moved Nelson from ASP down to ASP, not to inspector. So just correcting that, they moved Bernard Nelson down to ASP of police, not inspector. But they demote him. They get rid of Mr. Royden Bihari. They get rid of Norman Gilbert, university qualified, internationally recognized in youth work. Mr. Norman Gilbert by the Commonwealth Youth Organization has been recognized as one of the youth champions around the world over the years. Norman Gilbert, whether he's speaking Carriacou, whether he's speaking Commonwealth, whether he's speaking United Nations, has been one of the people involved in youth and youth work for over a decade. He was the acting permanent secretary in the Ministry of Youth. What happened? This government came in, removed him as an acting permanent secretary, didn't confirm him as a permanent secretary, brought in all their friends and make them permanent secretaries, and take Mr. Norman Gilbert and put him on a desk down in the Ministry of Education. Mr. Norman Gilbert was at one time he was the coordinator of youth, assistant coordinator of youth, permanent secretary in the Ministry of Youth and Sport. They remove him. They pressure Kevin Andal, who was a permanent secretary. They pressure him. Within there, they put him, watch. And nobody could say who Kevin Andal support. But they believe that he support the new national party because the man do his job. When the time came and he had to do his work, he did his job. That is what the taxpayers were paying him for. So if you're in the Ministry of Youth and you're doing a youth program, Kevin Andal gave his all. He did his job. So they vex with him because he do his job. They pressure the man until he end up going. And that is just a couple. There are many, many, many more. Whether you're speaking about the police force, whether you're speaking about various ministries, that they're just totally, even in the statutory bodies. What happened at the stadium? Where the person that was in charge of the stadium before? Where's the manager that was in charge of the stadium before? But because they perceive her at some level, me and that lady even ever vote. I never see the lady around any political activity. Even when you're having political activity at the stadium, I could never say, well, the stadium manager was there in the activity and in between people, and maybe she sit down in the office to make sure everything go okay. But you could never say I see her there. That was the former manager. But she had to go, ain't it? And the same take place in various statutory bodies. So don't give us this kind of thing that NNP was doing that. And to prove NNP was not doing that, talk to scholar. If NNP was wicked and vindictive and was not giving people upgrade and so on because of who they support politically, Finley Jeffrey would have never be a permanent secretary right now. And there are various other people who may not have been permanent secretaries or senior administrative officers. There are people within the Royal Grenada Police Force who would never have gained a rank if given rank under the NNP was simply based on which political party you was supporting. So, Mr. Prime Minister, get real with us because you're talking gubar.
Country, and therefore the country is not going to grow and develop to its true potential. And to some extent, we are suffering with the consequences of this because it leads to brain drain, oftentimes just out of sheer frustration. It leads to disinterest when people who are prepared to volunteer, for example, the offers are not taken up on simply because you are concerned about whether they are loyal to you or whether they will criticize a policy position that.
You mean people who volunteer that the NNP didn't used to take? Listen, this is the individual who right now, Honorable Emlyn Pierre, offered to help. Various Ministry of Youth, wherever she offered to help. Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell offered to help. Mr. Gregory Bowen, the whole NNP team offered to help because everybody say it's Grenada. At the end of the day, we don't want Grenada to fall. All of us want to see Grenada rise. So we don't want Grenada to fall. So when we see you all going a direction you should not be going, and we know the danger of where you're going, and we try to volunteer to help, to give some sort of assistance. This is the same hypocrite and them that not taking anything from, they're not taking any assistance from us. Instead what they're going and do is come and throw water and say, well, why all you didn't do it? I'm way.
This because it leads to brain drain, oftentimes just out of sheer frustration. It leads to disinterest when people who are prepared to volunteer, for example, the offers are not taken up on simply because you are concerned about whether they are loyal to you or whether they will criticize a policy position that they disagree with. So for me, it was important to say to the public that our style of governance was going to be different, that we were going to try and govern for the majority because after all, we had won, and that clearly meant the majority of people were supporting our policies. And so we could not turn around and begin to start saying, okay, this one is an opposition supporter, so they can't get a contract, or you shouldn't award them a contract. And I'm not naive that, that sort of political culture, when it's been sown for a long period of time, is going to be difficult to uproot or to get rid of.
But again, that political culture has not been sown for a long. You see, I will always, always, always respect Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell. You know why? Because Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell helped a lot of people in life. Forget a lot of things that people say about him and just focus on Grenada. What is best for Grenada? This person can contribute. Whether it's Beast, whether it's Senate, whether it's Cohen, whether it's any of them, this person, whatever has to happen and they can receive their promotion, let them receive their promotion. That has nothing to do with me. once they can do something for the benefit of the country. And yet still you had this man come in and talk this set of gubar. Sorry for speaking Hindi. Maje. St. Lucian's go tell all the way. Well, all you know here too. Set a Maje. All right, I will come to the phone lines in a while. Let me just finish here what you had to say here. Yeah, well, I ain't too sure we go finish here the whole thing, you know, because don't get upset.
Equally aware of the consequences of that kind of culture and what it does to the society, because it divides people. You become very tribal, and the sort of wholesome growth that you want for the country does not occur. And so that is why very early we signal this. And I will say it's not because I'm not under political pressure. When your party has been out of office for a very long time, make no mistake, your supporters want to ensure that, in a sense, they get their fair share.
Right.
And I'd also be honest, some of them also feel that they've been treated badly by the opposition. And so sometimes there's a great fervor for you to engage in the reprisals. But you have to ask yourself, is that the Christian way? Is that going to lead to distinguishing yourself from the others?
Right now, you have situations. It happened in South St. George for one. And I know it happened in all the other constituency. I know that it happened in all the other constituencies. You have the situation where NNP people are being overlooked, and you have some people who are NDC people getting 2 and 3 fortnight. 2 and 3 fortnight. So stop the hypocrisy. There is a culture of all these things that you're accusing the NNP of. The NNP can factually state that you're talking crap. You can factually state so. There are people in the public limelight who everybody could look at and say these people were not considered to be NNP supporters, but they got their upgrade, they got their promotion, they got their permanent, they got their job, and they are not considered to be New National Party supporters. But based on the fact that there is a belief that they would do their job and do it fairly, that they were given the opportunity, that the NNP and the Prime Minister and the ministers took their hands out of that totally and said, let the process go ahead unhindered. Talking a certain nonsense about NNP used to spite people. But I even think I want to hear more from you right now. Nah? Folks, 440-7377-347-329-3101. That's 440-7377-347-329-3101. Those are the numbers for you to call and get onto the inside. Yeah, you're not spending $250,000 a year on wasting and have a whole place there for you to stay and all kind of thing. Yeah. I want to hear the reasoning behind that. We have a call on the line. Hello, good night.
Salute, Fado.
Hey, what go, Papa?
Welcome, brother. I totally co-sign what you're just saying there. You know what I mean? I think these people are climatizing systematically the people to play checkers, which is not valid for the society. The analogy my grandfather used to tell me is I have to play chess. Checkers, not chess. Right? Now, chess come from a privileged position. Checkers, you have to earn your stripes. And checkers, now you have no problem sharing the board with different kings once they play for the same team. So you see, when you work the analogy in the system, checkers more applicable than chess. But saying that, quick question: do you have an idea of how many job positions the government have for individuals, like yearly or annually?
It is budget. It is in the budget. I don't have it off the top of my head, but it is in the national budget. All the positions, all the existing positions.
Like approximate.
No, I don't want to give a figure off the top of my head because I'm not sure. I don't want to figure.
I understand. Fair enough. Well, where I was going with it, in terms of every year there's graduations from school, right?
Yeah, you're talking a couple thousand, yeah.
Couple thousands, right? So let's say from the beginning of the period of that administration, there's a certain amount, a staple amount of individuals coming out from schools as potential workers, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a certain prescribed amount of people that's able to get work every year. Just as the same, there's people that retire, and people they drop off from work, they might have passed away, So it's a continuum, more or less, right?
Yeah.
Where I'm going is the focus on the whole youth drive and having youths do this and having youth that. The people from 2-3 years ago, aren't they youth still? Those that haven't gotten job positions. So I'm guesstimating. Let's say the government is providing 5,000 jobs annually, and there, I don't know, 7,000 kids graduating every year, coming out from school or maybe returning from a different place, a different country to get work in Grenada, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if it's 5,000 positions the government gives, there's 2,000 individuals that's unemployed.
Yeah, so you will always have some.
I'm just using that. Yeah, I'm guesstimating myself. I'm not putting it on.
I understand. Yeah.
Myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what happens to these people like? There's no rollover. So what happened to these individuals? Are they forgotten by the system? Because they're not qualified. Well, I should ask, what's the age range for youthfulness here?
Well, you see, that's the thing. When it comes to youth, there are several. The UN have one, Carriacou have one, and even the OECS, I think, has a different one. But generally, it's considered, for some, it's between the ages of 18 to 35. That's where they consider to be youth. And so some, it's 18 to 40. Some bring it up to even 45. They consider that to be within the range of youth still, yeah.
Okay, so let's say in Grenada, like I was 35 2 years ago. I'm 37 now. So when I left the system, I might have been a youth, but no, I'm not a youth. Even the system, even if the system is the one that neglected me more or less. I'm saying all of this to say like there's a spillover. Excuse me. There's a spillover of individuals in our society that has no placement. It's just a wealth of information, a wealth of experience, a wealth of skill sets that's not being used, not being catered for. But every year, you hear the government talk about the youth development and the youth this and the youth that. But I'm saying these people are left over from the past years. So what happens to them? What happens to that plus for the system that could continue or contribute?
And you see, it lends into the discussion that I've had before here. When we speak about, like, for instance, Imani program, and you were able to absorb a certain amount on a yearly basis through that program, and there would be people that would be leaving the program because they found permanent employment, they travel, they have their own business, that sort of thing. Right, so you have people that leave the program on a yearly basis, so you're able to take more. This government has had no program taking anybody in since they came in. So what you have now,
other programs.
What you have now is a backlog, and now they've taken in 400 young men on the Empower program. So the 400 young men are in under the Empower program and still getting problem to get their money.
I hear that. I love when you say that, because there's something else I want to touch on. I normally hear the PMs and even the Prime Minister address men on the street or men on the block, and more or less they categorize them into situations where they more or less stereotype for certain positions or certain jobs. No, I'll have the government know, and Grenadians know that street men, hustler men, criminals actually are some of the most intelligent individuals out there.
You can say that again.
You get me? So for putting them in a stereotype of saying, okay, it's like, okay, they only could do construction work, or they only could do technical work or farming work. That's like a very big diss on our people and the intellect of our people and the skills of our youths. That's why I think, because as I say, like, most of these individuals are very skilled individuals. If the reason why they turn to criminal activities is because resources and the gathering resources are not, there's no platform for that. So they have to use these means to generate resources and income, I say, disposable income, so that they could use to maneuver within the system. That's what I've understand from the time I've been out here. So I don't know. I think these people are very misdirected. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying that I'm nearly out of time. We got to talk further again.
Yes. I saw that too. I was checking that too myself, actually.
No problem, bro. We're going to talk soon. All
Safe
right.
travels.
Thank you. Yeah, man. Bless up. Yes, indeed, folks. I might be able to fit in a one or two calls again before we end. But let me see. No, where's this? Yeah, I just wanted to show this particular one. Yeah, just remind you, Grenadian Prime Minister hopes country will become a republic. This was a Thursday, the 4th of May, 2023. You see who was talking there, right? The 45-year-old Prime Minister has been in office for 10 months, said he hope it will happen during his leadership, but ruled out any concrete constitutional change before 2024. So that means we're looking at next year, right? Nice. We're looking at next year. Let's go. Oops, missed that call. Yeah, call back. Yeah, so that means we're looking at next year. So, yeah, not before 2024. So, no. So, we're looking at that next year. That is on the agenda, constitutional change, because you're going talking about Republic again. You don't want to, not Republic Bank. You're going talking about Republic again. You understand? Yeah. But there was something else before I leave, and even if I have to say additional 5 minutes. But there was something, let me see if I have it here.
Compromise was to find a system where you kept the king or the queen as head of state, but you divest.
No, I think I've gone to the wrong one. Yeah,
you have
Prime Minister. I was almost 10 years older than him, even though I'm not looking.
Yes.
And one of the things I said that in my own analysis of the PRG period, I think because they did not have older persons, or a lot more older persons in the leadership or in a position of being able to counsel them or provide advice, that when it came to the personality issues or the ideology issues, they were not able to get them to calm down and to recognize that you have to think of the big picture.
So so who is the older people that kind of within his organization now, within the cabinet there now, to here to guide them? Yeah, who's the person inside there? Because out of all of them, there's only 2 people with government experience inside there anyway. Only 2 people inside there with government experience. So who else? Let me hear a little bit more from him.
And not just your own personal advancement in terms of career or power. Think of what the consequences will be to you, your family, and to the nation if you're not able to resolve your conflicts. So for me, one of the crucial things is ensuring that we have senior citizens, people with experience who are able to say to us, I've been down this road before.
But when Dr. Mitchell and the NNP are saying to you, we've been down that road before, you say, to hell was we, you're going down there still. We have a caller. Let's go to the phone line. Hello, good night.
Sheldon.
Hi, good night.
Yes, I have 2 questions to ask you.
Mm-hmm.
You have a minister that somebody get a contract and the minister say, give the man $600. And you inform the lady about the bingo and the rally?
Yeah, don't worry. I'll get some information to you on that during the week. They're having a discussion on that.
Okay.
So I'm not going to announce anything on it because I've mentioned it. They did know about it before, so they're working on that. And you'll get some more information soon on it.
But the one I was telling about, the minister, if the man do the contract, and the man give him $600 and the sister take it and go in the ministry today.
But he talking about people getting contract and giving cut. Yeah.
But Sheldon, it's not a wrong thing. Listen, my area up here, they does not give me a walk. They does not give me a day walk. But I eating and I drinking. One problem I have is my roof that leaking. And they come much time and they never come back. Good night, eh?
All right, my dear. Yeah, let me hear a little bit more the hypocrite. Yeah.
You need to calm down. You need to put this. You need to put this aside. This may sound like a great idea, but you haven't really thought it through. You haven't looked properly at the pros and cons, and perhaps you need to go back and ask yourself whether this would work or not. And so I'll give a good example. I go back to the PRG. I think one of the things the PRG underestimated was Grenadian spirituality. Right, so there were certain...
Yeah, right, yeah. You know nothing about the PRG and the PR thing and all kind of thing because you still say it's Gary that went and deal with the beach in St. Dave. Anyhow, folks, that's all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. It's been wonderful being here with you in everything you say and do. Do it safe and secure. Want to be speaking to and with you and definitely not about you tomorrow night. We have a very interesting guest. will be on with us. The artwork will be out around 2 o'clock tomorrow. Yeah, I feel I'll be out around 2. Yes, very much so. Hypocrite. Yeah, that's why I stop it, because I realize people getting vexed with me. Right, folks? So tomorrow we've got an interview. And remember, for those of you in St. Andrew especially, on Thursday, that zonal meeting at the St. Andrew Anglican Secondary School. All right. Also, the St. George Northwest Constituency Branch and the St. David Constituency Branch would like to thank all of you that supported their activities over the weekend as well. My name is Sheldon Scott. I'm out of here. In everything you say and do it safe and secure. I want to be speaking to and with you and not about you. Love each and every one of you.
It's time. Let's go. Transformation in reverse gear. The whole country panicking in fear. The yellow ideology. Never walk in this spice country. If all you can make it no more. Call a date up, pack up and go. We blood pressure soaring higher. All you want us go by Lacroix. Who go sing that in Parang? Or who go sing a shot me song? I go and call my partner Lakey. I hope he did. Carnival taking too long to come. Scholar don't sing them kind of song. And then the topic might get stale. Or they may try to put me in jail. I don't need a master's degree to know his school children hungry. The program was managed real good. They used to have a lot of food. All you say everything is free. Take away the $1 fee. Now them children barely empty. Government can buy the groceries. Who go sing that in Parang? Or who go sing a shot the song? I'm going and call my partner Lakey. I hope he did. Carnival taking too long to come. Innocent would never sing that song. By then the topic might get stale. Or they may try to put me in jail. Send our children to Dubai for food. They won't have to cry. Diet is a critical thing. It fosters proper learning. But when children barely empty, next thing they just feel sleepy. You can trick the nation's children so. I never know NDC was bad so. Who go sing that in Parang? Or who go sing a shot the song? I go and call my partner Lakey. I hope he did. Carnival taking too long to come. Shanda will never sing that song. By then the topic might get stale. Or they may try to put me in jail. All you get a pregnant treasury. Now it's empty but there's no baby. So all you could mash up money. No growth in the economy. They say the money paid pension. Expecting economic reflection. But there was nothing like that. People bank account just get fat. Who go sing that in Parang? Or who go sing a shot the song? I go and call my partner Lakey. I hope he did. Carnival taking too long to come. Someone can write them kind of song. By then the topic might get stale. Or they may try to put me in jail. You left Grenada for Rwanda. Somehow end up in Nigeria. Ease up on the lies, my brother. Don't get away from Linda Straker. Free flight Heathrow to Nigeria. You pay Nigeria to Grenada. The country is at your service. Don't get tied up in bogus business. Who go sing that in Parang? Or who go sing a shot the song? I go in and call my partner Lakey. I hope he did. Carnival taking too long to come. Teacher Eddie don't sing them kind of song. By then the topic